Cold mornings don't create new problems. They reveal the ones your car has been hiding. As temperatures drop, batteries lose power, oil moves slower, rubber stiffens, belts slip, and sensors react differently. That's why winter failures feel sudden, even though the early signs were already there. And this pattern is well documented. Most drivers wait until something stops working, but mechanics take a different approach. A few quick checks before the first freeze can make a real difference, helping the car start easier and run smoother when temperatures fall. These simple steps reduce stress on key components and help prevent the small problems that often grow into expensive winter repair. Preparing early keeps your car from struggling against the cold every morning. But the first thing you check isn't under the hood. And if you want more clear, practical mechanic tips, hit subscribe for future video. Battery cold crank check. A battery can sound strong today and still struggle the very next cold morning. Low temperatures slow the chemical reaction inside the battery, meaning it can deliver less power even if it seemed fine the day before. That's why winter exposes weak batteries quickly. A simple way to get an early warning is by turning on the headlights for a few seconds before starting the engine. If the lights dim noticeably, that can indicate the battery is under strain. Another sign is a slower, heavier cranking sound when you turn the key or press the start button. Corrosion around the terminals can also interfere with the flow of power, especially when cold metal tight. These quick checks only take a moment, but they help you understand how your battery behaves when temperatures drop. If something seems off, it's better to address it early rather than wait for a no-start morning. But a quiet airflow issue can cause winter trouble even faster. 2. Defroster and cabin airflow check. Foggy windows on a winter morning aren't just a temperature problem. They're usually a sign that your cabin airflow isn't moving the way it should. When air becomes trapped or restricted, moisture builds up inside the car and the defroster has to work harder than it should. A quick way to check this is by turning on the blower and feeling how strong the airflow is from the vent. If it feels weak, your cabin air filter may be clogged with dust or moisture, something that becomes more noticeable in cold weather. A restricted filter keeps humid air inside the cabin, and that moisture turns into fog on glass surfaces as temperatures drop. Even a slightly dirty filter can slow airflow enough to affect how quickly your windshield clears. Ensuring the system moves air freely is one of the simplest ways to avoid slow, foggy starts on cold morning. This check takes only seconds, but it prevents delays and improves visibility when you need it most. But airflow isn't the only thing cold weather reduces before you even start the engine. 3. Tire pressure and winter grip test. Cold air reduces tire pressure naturally, which means your tires may lose grip without showing any visible sign. Even a small drop in temperature can lower the pressure enough to affect traction, steering response, and braking distance. A quick way to get an idea of your tire's condition is by pressing your thumb into the sidewall. If the tire feels unusually soft, it may be underinflated. Proper pressure ensures the tire maintains its full contact with the road, which becomes more important on cold, slippery surfaces. Tread depth also plays a role, and colder rubber becomes less flexible, reducing how well it conforms to the road. Checking pressure regularly during colder months helps avoid uneven wear and unexpected handling changes. A fast sidewalk inspection can make a noticeable difference in how your car behaves on winter roads. These small checks give you more control and confidence during the season. But what's happening inside your engine on cold mornings is even more important to pay attention to. 4. Coolant level and color check. Coolant plays a critical role in regulating engine temperature, and cold weather puts additional demand on the system. A quick look at the coolant reservoir can tell you a lot. The level should be within the recommended marks, and the liquid should appear clear in color, not rusty or murky. Discoloration can indicate contamination or aging coolant that may not provide proper temperature protection. Coolant that has lost effectiveness may struggle to keep the engine at a stable operating temperature, especially during winter starts. Ensuring the right mix helps prevent freezing and promotes efficient heat transfer. It's a simple check that requires no tools, just a glance at the overflow tank. If conditions look unusual, addressing the issue early helps avoid temperature fluctuations that can affect engine performance in colder weather. This small inspection becomes more valuable as temperatures drop and engines take longer to warm up. But the next thing thickens overnight and affects every cold start your engine makes. Quick pause. If you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing for more simple practical car tips. 5. Oil condition cold start test. Cold temperatures make engine oil move more slowly, and that delay affects how well the engine is protected during the first moments of a winter start. A simple dipstick check can give you useful information. If the oil appears dark and thick, it may circulate more slowly in colder conditions. Fresh, properly maintained oil flows more easily, helping internal components receive lubrication soon. Cold mornings are when engines experience the most friction, so understanding the condition of your oil is important. Old oil can take longer to reach the upper parts of the engine, and that delay adds strain during start. Checking the level also helps ensure the engine has the correct amount to operate smoothly. Even without tools, this quick inspection helps you stay ahead of issues that become more noticeable in winter. It's a small task that can support better performance as temperatures drop, but rubber parts react to winter even more noticeably than oil. 6. Wiper blades snap test. Winter is hard on wiper blades because cold air reduces rubber flexibility. When rubber stiffens, it struggles to maintain contact with the windshield, leaving streaks or missed area. A quick way to check their condition is by gently lifting each blade and giving it a light flex. If the rubber feels brittle or doesn't bend smoothly, it may not perform well in colder weather. Even small cracks can grow when temperatures drop, causing the blade to separate or skip during use. Clear visibility becomes even more important during winter months, when frost and moisture gather quickly. Checking the blades before the season helps ensure they can clear the windshield effectively when you need them most. This simple test takes only moments but helps avoid sudden visibility issues during early morning drive. But not all rubber shows wear on the outside. Some signs appear deeper under the hood. 7. Belt tension and stiffness check. Belts play an essential role in keeping multiple engine components working smoothly, and winter temperatures can make them feel stiffer than usual. A quick twist test can reveal early signs of wear. If the belt feels unusually rigid or shows small surface cracks, cold weather may increase the strain during operation. A stiff belt can slip briefly during startup, creating extra work for the alternator, which already works harder in winter to keep the battery charged. Even slight slipping can affect how the car responds during the first few minutes of drive. Checking tension helps ensure the belt is not too loose or too tight, both of which become more noticeable in colder conditions. This inspection takes very little time but helps maintain smoother performance during winter. But even a perfect belt can't compensate if your brakes behave differently in the cold. 8. First rollout brake response check. Brakes respond differently on cold mornings because the components need a moment to reach normal operating behavior. During the first few seconds of moving the car, lightly pressing the brake pedal can reveal useful information. If the pedal feels unusually firm or soft, cold weather may be affecting brake fluid or pad behavior. Moisture in the air can also settle on the rotors overnight, creating a thin layer that changes the initial feel of braking. This quick test helps you understand how your brakes will react before you reach normal driving speed. Paying attention to early morning pedal response allows you to identify changes that become more noticeable in winter conditions. It's a simple habit that supports safer driving when temperatures drop. Final thought: winter is harsh, but 10 minutes is enough. Winter doesn't give your car any warm-up time. Every morning, the cold tests the battery, thickens the oil, tightens rubber, and slows every moving part. But the final quick check can prevent a common winter frustration many drivers deal with every year. Every morning the cold tests the battery, thickens the oil, tightens rubber, and slows every moving part. But these quick checks turn that pressure into preparation. A few minutes spent looking over the essentials helps your car start easier, run smoother, and handle the cold with less strain. Most winter problems begin quietly, and noticing small changes early makes a real difference in how your vehicle performs throughout the season. These simple steps reflect the same routine mechanics rely on before temperatures drop, because small habits add up to long-term reliability. Paying attention now helps prevent unexpected delays, keeps the car responsive, and supports safer winter driving. And if you want more practical mechanic tips that make car care easier, feel free to subscribe for future videos. And the earlier you make these checks part of your routine, the more confidently your car handles every cold morning that comes next.